You're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
There won't be no snow.
Hi, I'm Joe Iconis.
And I'm Jennifer Ashley Tepper.
This is Album Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about The Prisoner's Christmas Song.
As sung by Grace McLean, this song is about lots of things, but might not be about what you think it's about.
Yeah, but it's definitely a song for all the bad kids at Christmas time. And every time, really.
Ho, ho, ho.
She asked me, what do you mean? And I just had to come clean. I told her I could.
Okay, so The Prisoner's Christmas Song is a song that premiered at the Lincoln Center event, correct? For the holidays, am I right?
Yes, the holiday songbook, I bet it's called.
I'm pointing this out because so many of these songs have premiered at specific places we've talked about, and I think this is a new one.
Mm-hmm.
It's John Zindarsik's series at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, at the Bruno Walter at Lincoln Center. And it was a holiday concert of new musical theater songs, and I guess this was the first Christmas song I wrote, because I think it predates Celebrate Christmas with Me.
Well, it's the first full Christmas song you've written. I would argue that there's a lot of Christmas songs in the Christmas show that,
Yeah. Yeah.
Qualify.
The first full Christmas song I wrote. And I love Christmas. I just love it. And I'm very about a lot of things. I'm really I'm actually not a cynical person at all, but I like New York City. I like things that are real. I like gritty stuff and all that. But I'm just a sucker for Christmas. I just unapologetically love it. I don't love it in a hipstery, I'm over it kind of way. I just love it. I think Christmas is super fun. I like all the iconography and all the just holiday garbage.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of the religious stuff, but I like the characters.
Anyone who's seen the Joe Iconis Christmas Extravaganza in the past decade plus, knows this about you, that you want December to look like Christmas is just thrown up all over everything.
And so, I like the idea of writing a proper Christmas song. And I feel like I always try to subvert the expectations of an audience when it comes to standalone songs anyway, but knowing that this song was going to be premiered at this concert of new musical theater songs, I had a pretty good idea of, the types of Christmas songs that people were going to hear. And even the funny ones, I was, usually when you got a group of new Christmas songs, there's there's the songs from a New World song ripoffs with whatever, disgruntled, insert Christmas figure here, or there's a gender flip on Scrooge. So there's all these things, and then there's the ones that are about people's kids, just whatever, and they're all great. But I was I want to do something totally different that no one else is going to do, and so that kind of fueled this particular song about someone who's committed a crime at Christmas time.
What year was this that you wrote it?
This was probably 2009.
Right. So it was very much inspired by real life events around that time. Yes? That's a question.
Wait, was it?
No, I just mean things...
Did I commit a crime?
No, I mean things in the news that reflected this. Am I wrong?
Was it? No. Wait, am I forgetting?
I don't know. I always thought that this was inspired by certain millionaires that did terrible things in the news at the time.
Oh my God, no.
This is a real record for us.
No. Was it, you did a Bernie Madoff thing?
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
Oh, wow. No.
Wow.
That's insane.
I thought this was about that all these years.
That's so...
This is our first time on the podcast. But this is, I guess, this is the thing of, it could be. You want people to think that the Buddy song could be about anything. So why can't the Prisoner's Christmas Song?
But that's so funny. No, I did not think of that. I honestly, and again, but that's the thing. I liked the idea of the, I love in a movie when somebody has an eye patch or somebody has a scar or something and it's never explained, because that's how we move about life. We don't know the backstory to everything.
Sure.
And so I love the idea of person saying crime, and never actually saying what the crime was.
Right.
And it's that is fun and mysterious to me, especially in a Christmas song.
Yeah.
And so I will say that when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about it as a violent crime. But it could totally be a white collar crime or.
I just feel like I thought that because it came out around that time.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was informing me in some way, but I definitely, when I hear it now though, and especially in the Grace version, I think of it as a violent crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace McLean really makes this song her own. Wow. Does she ever?
Man, I just think she's the coolest.
Yeah.
She's the best. Grace, I've known Grace for years, but the two of us did a production of Pump Boys and Dinettes at the Weston Playhouse in Weston, Vermont, with Jason Sweet Williams and Seth Ellisar and Molly Hager and Lorenzo Wolf.
Yeah. That was such a great production. And it was like my dream always to have a Joe Iconis and family production of a musical that like you hadn't written, like a classic, Broadway musical. And that was so perfect. Yeah. And it also was, I feel like it was exciting because, a lot of people in that group have been in Joe Iconis and family for years, but like Grace got, was part of it more so after that production.
Yeah, 100%. And so, this song, it doesn't get performed a whole bunch, but I've always really liked it a lot. And when I had the idea of having Grace do it, I was so happy when she said yes. And it's a song that I think works. It's worked real well when I've done it in the past. Jason Sweet Williams has done it. Ray Munoz sang it. Yeah, at a Christmas show. That was his only ever performance at the Christmas show because the Christmas show got too long and busy to hold my Christmas song in it. But she elevated it in such an unreal way. Yeah. Like it's, we've talked a lot about people sort of reinventing songs or making them click in a certain way. And her vocal performance of it is just like, it just takes it to another stratosphere.
She also, I remember being in the studio when she was recording it, and she's such an incredible performer in that you're like, oh my God, Grace is giving you like a 10 in terms of energy, in terms of vocals, in terms of everything about her performance as an actor. And then, you stop recording and she's like, hey, like, does anyone see a Diet Coke? And you're just like, who are you? Like, how are you both of those people? She's just a very very casual kind of like humble, I don't know. It's an interesting dichotomy to me.
Yeah, no, she's so... The way that she performs, you expect her to be insane. Yeah. Like you expect her to be someone who's just like off the wall and like all over the place and some character from like a Jonathan Demme movie in the 80s. And she's just not. She's like so normal, so cool, so warm and
chill.
It's so chill. And and her stage persona and her, performance go-to is this like live wire, explosion. She's just like, she's fireworks all the time. And and I love her performance of the song. And when I listen to it, and maybe that's why now I'm just like, no, it's no Bernie Madoff, like this is a violent crime. When I listen to it, there's something so aggressive about the way she sings it, but also so alluring and so, again, charismatic, that it feels like this person is, obviously like furiously angry and like a little bit like proud of what they do. She has that sense of like, I really gave it to him good. Yeah. Whatever she did.
I guess it's also related. I didn't think of it till now, but like her ability to transform, just like we're talking about in performance and who she is, like that's what gives her the ability to like, you can give her something where, oh, this song was typically performed by like an older male actor, or like this is a song for a child, or like whatever it is. And she's just very transformative.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%. Because she's like, she gets, like many of the actors on the album, but like she gets to the heart of it, She's not playing the character from the outside, she's playing it from the inside.
From the inside.
And all the vocal scatting and the growling and all of the stuff, this screaming, it's coming from inside. It's coming from inside the house, She's not like, oh, I'm playing this like, a hobo or a dirt. Like it's all internal, and so it makes sense, Yeah. It is funny. I have a lot of songs since I started working professionally, that have been written for one, someone who identifies as one gender, and then have then been performed by someone of another gender. And that's always been something that has just felt like,
Yeah, of course, people are people, and people can interpret songs in different ways.
Yeah, and it's like, and I've always been someone who's like, I never want to change pronouns in a song unless it like makes sense, and sometimes it does. Like sometimes it's like, oh yeah, this song should be sung by whatever, a woman or a man or whatever. But like this, I love that she's, the opening lines of the song, I've been a naughty little boy. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Does that mean that she's playing a guy? Does that mean, what does it mean? Who knows?
Yeah. It could mean like that's just the expression in the character's head.
Right. Yeah. And so, there's just it all, I feel like in an effort to just sort of get to like the universality of all of it, it's,
Yeah.
That's how
what was the like full reaction to the song when it was performed in the context of like, here's a bunch of new holiday songs by writers? Like, I was there, but I'm trying to remember if people were like, whoa.
No, people were into it.
I remember like surprised by like how different it was from what they. Yeah.
Definitely surprised, and it has this is one that has a really nice call and response section.
Yeah.
I love a call and response in a song. I love it, and I love it in any musical theater song. I feel like I see more of them pop up now. The call and response. There's when I started back in my day, there wasn't any call and responses in musical theater songs, but I really do love it. And this one has a nice one because it's it's a classic one. It's just like so people feel like they know it, when it starts, which is always
You're
helpful.
definitely responsible for this trend. And I also think though, like I feel like I've been at a lot of new musical theater concerts where someone will do it and I'll be like, what? Like we can't remember all of those words or all of that. Like I feel like it gets so, and I'm like, oh my God.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
I really do love that. I love when I see something and I'm like, they rip that off from me, and it's like they don't know how to do it.
We should have had a plugin for like listeners at home where you could like, click. Well, I guess we'd have to have like Ableton for beginners. I don't know, but like, so you can have the call and response with other people in your bedroom while you listen to the album. Yeah. You can just do it yourself. Yeah.
Just do it yourself. Call, respond.
Yeah. Anything else about the Prisoner's Christmas song?
I do have to say that this arrangement by Charlie Rosen is one of my absolute favorites on the whole stinking album.
Yeah.
It's just humongous.
Jews are very good at Christmas songs.
Jews love Christmas. But yeah, I really, really am proud of how massive it is and how over the top it is. And it just sounds like it's like the dirtiest bar in town.
Yeah.
Doing a Christmas pageant. And totally. I really, really love it. It's like in my dreams of what it could sound like. That's what it sounds like.
It's very good.
Yeah. Hey, thanks so much for listening or watching to my podcast. Do me a favor and go to wherever you just listen to or watch this thing and subscribe or like or give us a great rating or review, and then head to bpn.fm/album to find out even more information about this podcast, more ways to watch, more ways to listen, and check out my album. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Album Podcast is executive produced by Liz Armstrong, produced by Dori Berenstein, Alan Seals, Kim Garris, and the rest of the team at the Broadway Podcast Network. Be sure to visit bpn.fm/album for both audio and video versions of this podcast and to listen to Album.